years altogether, and they all came from Taiwan. Getting back to the whale shark feed, as we watch now Taroko come toward us in the center, that's him on the video shot as well. We watch the whale sharks being led in horizontal fashion. Now, I just explained why they don't eat bigger fish, they eat little tiny things, but wouldn't it be easier to just have them put their tails down, head up, and dump the food in the water? Well, it would. But for their safety, we can't do that. This 6.3 billion gallon habitat, largest in the world, has only 30 feet of depth right here. And if you remember, I mentioned our whale sharks are currently between 16 up to about 21 feet in length and still growing. That means that if they hit their tails down, we risk tail dragging. We certainly don't want to do that. So while that's a natural way to feed, this is also a natural way to feed horizontally in the water, and it's called ram feeding, or swim feeding, I guess is more appropriate, where they ram into their food. So that's what you're watching here. For their safety, each feed is done in this way. What you'll see though is as they get near the feed, at the end of the feed, in about 5 minutes here, you'll start to see them get a little lazy and their tails will start to drop down. That means we're just about done with the feed for the day. But that's why they're being fed the way they are. Now, speaking of feedings, I'm going to keep an eye out here for one of our manta rays to come into view and see if we can watch them feed as well. Our other filter feeder in here, one of our other filter feeders, are the manta rays. As I mentioned, the only 4 here in the United States, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see them feeding in just a minute here, as well as the whale sharks. But while we're talking about feeding, and waiting for one or more of our manta rays to come and make an appearance here, we obviously have other kind of predators in here. I've explained why the whale sharks are no danger to anyone. But we also have black-tip reef sharks in here. We have sandbar sharks. Here comes one from the left. We have giant grouper in here. They're right in the box window to the left right now, hard to see. Those are predators who eat smaller fish, right? However, you probably won't see any predation going on here. When it happens very infrequently. So if you have a long time sitting here watching to actually witness somebody snagging on his neighbor, the reason for that is twofold. Number one, all of our predators, like this sandbar shark going by now, all of our predators are fed by hand. It's called target feeding. We know how much each individual gets, and nobody goes hungry. So we don't have hungry predators looking for food in here. Secondly, though, just as importantly, is all of our prey, all of the smaller schooling fish you see in here, thousands and thousands of them, and fish and carp prey, are fed about 275 pounds of food a day. It's a mass feeding or broadcast feeding, and that keeps them very healthy. The fact of the matter is, the predators need sick or injured fish to feed on. That's what predators depend upon. When you don't have it in here, the combination of not being hungry, very healthy prey, means that very seldom do you actually see any predation happen. It would be very unusual if you did. Well, our manta rays are still playing out in the sea. One of my favorites is this great southern stingray here. For some reason, she likes to go up the window and then slide down. And she's the only one who does. So keep an eye out here. Some of you may have seen her do that. We haven't talked to her, so we don't know why. Well, here, fine. We're going to talk about our manta rays. Way over to the right. Also, you direct your attention over there. You see one of our manta rays there. Backward goes another one. That's Nabi. Watch her over there do this beautiful backward somersault. What she's doing is beautiful to watch, but she's not doing it for our entertainment. That is how manta rays feed. Uniquely, mantas have 2 lobes on either side of their mouth, and they can either frill them up to look like horn, you see them that way, or they can uncurl them like Nabi. She's got them more in the center now. You see us, and you see she's unfurled those, so they look like a scoop. And then the manta rays, as you saw there, will go backward somersault, and the lobes like that filter or funnel it, scoop food into their mouths. So that's the manta. She's going to go down and scoop out some sand down at the bottom as well. Don't know if there's any food in there for her right now, but she's showing us how uniquely manta rays feed. Another one of our black-tip reef sharks going by. We have a rough-tail ray coming by here. Some of our smaller rays all together here. We have now 12 different species of rays, and we have 6 different types of parrots. Another of our mantas from right to left in the center, and you notice she's curled up those sphenic lobes so that hydro dynamic, strictly so he can swim faster in there. One of my favorite rays, a different type over here to the right. We have the right, because we look at this spotted eagle ray. The eagle ray has a head that's like a cockpit of an airplane, so it's a very interesting difference in the ray. Also, one other thing before here goes, our friend, come on up. Yes, there you go. Okay, high enough. Up, all the way up. Looks like fun to me. That's one of our southern skaters. It's very interesting. That's called a blow off the carpet. Those who see it, and that's actually a type of ray. It looks just like a shark, but it's a type of ray. And the reason I put that out is that just like this, I guess he's going to try the same thing perhaps, just like the spotted eagle ray, the gill slits on that blow off the carpet on the bottom. So you don't tell a ray from a shark by looking at the body shape. You actually just look through the gill slits. If they're on the bottom of the animal, whether they fly through the water or swim like the one I just showed you, that's a ray. And if they're a shark, they'll have those gill slits up on the side, right above the pearl fin. So we got a little off the TV here. It looks like we ran.
Stay tuned for more Georgia Aquarium.